Yes, sir. I said, yes, sir. What's the deal, everybody? And welcome to episode 20 of the Leisure Time Podcast with your boy, iMac. You already know the deal. This episode is brought to you by our sponsors, Jersey House Canada and OG's World. Super excited about this episode. As you know, this is our first recorded video, our first video live, and we got a special guest. My dog, Seattle Seahawks legend, the original hybrid backup, KJ Wright, joining the show, talking all things ball and much more. And also, for easy podcast access and exclusive merch, go to theleisuretimepodcast.com. Enough talking, the KJ interview. Let's get it. Yes, sir. KJ, what's the deal, bro?
What's good, big dog?
Been nothing much, man. Just super happy about this episode, man. This is the first, video record. I got a big time guest as yourself on, so I'm happy about it, bro. I can't lie.
Yeah, man. I see you been doing your thing, man. I'm glad to be on.
Man, bro, appreciate that. So before we even get started, man, how's everything going, bro? How's the fam? Crazy times. I know you was just in Mississippi, but how's everything going?
Yeah. Man, it's off-season life now, man. So, yeah, did a little traveling back to Mississippi. Actually headed to Cabo tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Get out this freezing cold weather here in Seattle and get some sunshine in my life. So,
amen.
Yeah,
to
man.
Amen to that.
They're just relaxing, man.
Is that usually kind of your routine after a long, gruesome season? Just kind of like, relax, go back home to Mississippi, go out in the country for a little bit?
Yeah, man. After the season, I do absolutely nothing. I don't be working out. I'd be going to bed late, playing video games. I'd be unwinding, and try to get a vacation here and there. Before COVID, I would be all over the place. But I'm limiting my traveling. I'm limiting my traveling this off season, and keeping it a little bit low key.
Exactly, as you should, bro. I think it's starting to. I know this is probably the bad mindset to have, but I think it's starting to die down a little bit. But still, you want to be safe. I know you still want to be safe.
You see people getting a little lax with their masks. People they starting to go out a little more, having a little more gatherings. So things are slowly starting to get back to normal. And but we need a little more of these vaccines to come out before things get all the way normal.
Absolutely. So speaking of these, COVID vaccines, so this season was an unusual season, bro. Let's just call it how it is. No OTAs. You didn't have really that chance to, build that bond as a team, in the spring and the summer. So how was it, man? Like, what made it super difficult, with the testing restrictions, lack of OTAs? What made it the most difficult this season?
I mean, the most difficult, I say, was bonding and connecting with the guys.
Yeah.
Because, each, as a football team, you want to have chemistry with your guys. You want to get to know guys, about their families and why they do what they do. And we didn't have that opportunity this offseason. We were straight Zoom meetings, and I met a lot of my teammates on a computer. And so, yeah, that was a challenge. Yeah. And so we had to deal with that. But with that being said, it has some pros to it because we didn't have to go in the building. We didn't have to do all that practicing. And for a veteran like myself, I was not complaining about. I was not complaining about doing practices that don't count.
I don't blame you.
I was with it.
And so, bro, I didn't want to bring up the Super Bowl because I know the kind of competitor you are. I know that you wish you was playing in, and you played in a couple already. But let me get your thoughts on that Tampa Bay defense, because honestly, bro, I feel like I haven't really seen a dominant performance like that since y'all played the Broncos. So tell me about that. And then also, if you can, tell me about your thoughts of Tom Brady winning another Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, man, that defense was the real deal. They weren't quite as good as we were, but they were real. With those two linebackers, Levante David and Devin White, I've been watching those guys all season. They just been consistently balling. And with the edge rushers, JPP and Shaquille Barrett coming off the edge, I did not think that they would make Kansas City look that average. I'm like, okay, Kansas City may score like 17, but them dudes, I don't think Kansas City scored a touchdown, did they?
I know they didn't, bro. All field goals.
All field goals. So that was super impressive, man. And with Brady, as he beat me in the Super Bowl, and I like, man, I hope Brady don't win. But when he went to the Bucks, I was like, I can't even be mad at him if he wins again.
Yeah.
because that just shows just how dominant this dude is, and what he brings to the table. And a lot of people saying that his success was because of Bill Belichick and all
Mhm.
that. This dude is a real deal.
Yeah.
So for him to go to a new team during COVID to win Super Bowl, just solidifies his greatness.
Absolutely, absolutely, KJ. And honestly, I don't think it was quite because you got to realize that Broncos offense that y'all played against, that was a record-setting, offense. I believe that paid him through
Yeah,
55 touchdowns that season. So
yeah,
I'm not gonna say that it was quite dominant as y'all, but I will say this: it was just it was impressive how that team started clicking when they did though. You get what I'm saying? Like the last,
yeah.
I want to say from like mid-November or December to the Super Bowl, they kind of found that groove, and I think that's to attest to Tom Brady having a good
Yeah.
leader, having somebody that doesn't get too high in the season, doesn't get too low, kind of stay the course, and it was refreshing to watch, man. I'm a defensive guy, and I just love
Hmm.
watching good defense. So if a lot of people saying it was boring, I don't think it was too boring. I love seeing linebackers
Yeah.
flying around and things like that. So okay, now, bro, it's time for your story, man. We're gonna take it back now to a young KJ growing up in Mississippi.
Yeah.
How was it growing up in Mississippi, and when did you fall in love with the game, bro?
Man, Mississippi's all I know, man. Mississippi was home, man. It's country life, real family oriented. Every in the town that I grew up in, everybody knows everybody. And so, man, it was just the perfect spot for me. And I loved football from, my dad had Cowboy stuff hung up in my room. So it was prime time. Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, Troy Aikman. We had all those dudes just hung
Woo!
up in my wall. So I was that's all I knew growing up was Cowboys football and just playing it in my grandma's house, playing in the neighborhood. Kids don't play in the neighborhoods no more. I don't
I
even see it like
know,
I used to.
man.
But man, just playing tackle football in the backyard, man, that was life to me.
Yeah, I feel
Playing at
you.
recess, playing ball, man. I loved it ever since I could remember, and been doing it ever since, man, and pretty good at it.
That's hey man, let me tell you something. Like I can tell because the past like 3, 4, 5 all seasons, I got to know you through at FSP. Shout out my boy Tracy for Sports
Yeah.
Performance. If you want to get that work, Bellevue, go get it. But
Hmm.
it's always like a kid. I'm not saying you're a kid. You're a grown ass man,
Yeah.
kid's wife, but you have like that kind of kid kind of feeling when you're working out, when you're around ball. Like
Yeah.
that energy is still young to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, football keeps you young, man. It's
Yeah.
it's a it's really a kid's game, like,
Yeah.
but now you get paid a lot of money to do it. But it's just, bro, it's just so fun to just go against another person,
Yeah.
to compete against somebody, to have, I'm gonna take my squad, go against your squad and see who the best. And bro, that's what it's all about. And so,
Absolutely.
man, I'm doing this thing, still loving it, still, enjoying it, and so I'm gonna
That is
play
dope.
it, for as long as I can.
Man, bro, and that's gonna be some more years. So, KJ, taking away from the field a little bit, because all right, bro, I'm from LA. So
Hmm.
growing up in LA, I faced my own kind of forms of racism, right? Through, popos, through,
Yeah.
just different kind of racism. When I think Mississippi, bro, I think the heart of slavery, the Jim Crow. You instantly kind of think that when it comes to Mississippi. So
Yeah.
my question is, did you have to face any of that racism growing up? And if you did a certain moment stick out to where you like kind of opened your eyes, like, dang, racism really is real?
Yeah, man, Mississippi, I love my state, but Mississippi is really, really behind.
Yeah,
We're very behind. I remember growing up, the Confederate flag. We all know what that stands for. It stands for hate,
exactly.
white supremacy. And bro, like people would fly that flag around on the back of their truck like it was nothing.
Wow.
And it's just like it sets fear in you, like, oh, I can't go near this person because I don't know how they feel about black people.
Yeah.
And bro, we still have segregated proms down there to this, about 5 years ago. The school, I think it's like in the middle of Mississippi, it was a tradition. Black people go to one prom, white people go to another prom, and they kept that tradition going. And just stuff like that, man. Just the statues that they have still up there. So,
Man,
they slowly starting to figure it out. They got rid of the Confederate flag and removed some statues, but the mentality that grandparents instilled in their kids and kids' kids, it's still messed up.
Man, I'm so glad that you shared that, bro, because like let's not sugarcoat it. We're on a like a kind of thin ice in our country right now, you know.
Yeah,
Mind you, black people, we are able to still, you know, go to any college we want. We're still able to go to any restaurant, all those things. But it kind of feels, especially with the last president that was in office, that it was a thin ice, like,
yeah,
you know, and it was about to break, you know, and then
yeah.
like
It did break. No, it
it
did break.
did break, you know, when January 6th
It
happened.
did.
When January
Yeah.
6th happened, I couldn't believe it. But I'm just hoping, bro, that, you know, Mississippi, states like Mississippi, states like Georgia, states like, you know, South Carolina, honestly, the SEC country kind
Hmm.
of develop, you know, more of a heart towards black people, you know, like
Yeah.
sympathy. We're not asking for handouts, but we're asking for y'all to understand what the fuck we're going through in a sense, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's so easy as somebody that's privileged to turn the other cheek when something bad happens
Hmm.
to a minority. But instead of turning that other cheek, look into that. See what you can do to help. See if you can talk to your kids, you know, your parents that probably has that certain view, and try to change that narrative, bro. Because I know we could talk all day about this,
Yeah.
but man, it's trying, bro, and it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Yeah. You, bro. During 2020, when we was going through that whole year, Black Lives Matter,
Yeah.
all the injustice we were facing, I didn't quite understand systemic racism. And so,
Mm-hmm.
bro, I read this book. There's this book that I think everybody should read. It's called White Rage.
All right, white
White
rage.
Rage. And the book explains systemic racism that Black people have faced since we came in this country. And
Mm-hmm.
it started with slavery, then it went to Jim Crow, and then it went to like the redlining and the educational systems. And
Mm-hmm.
bro, just think about it. Like there were governors that were racist, and so if you're a racist person in politics, you're going to you're going to put in laws that help white people and that further oppress black people. And so, man, that's where it got to start, man. It got to start with these laws that put in place. It got to start with educating black people. It got to start with educating white people of what we're up against. And so you know
Absolutely.
what fight to fight.
Yeah, and I agree with you, bro. And like I said, we could honestly talk hours about this, man. And I don't want to, you know, dive too deep in it. Which, you know, it's not a bad thing to dive into, but you know, we just got to change, bro. And I'm definitely going to check out that book, White Rage, as KJ said. Man, we're going
Yeah,
to everybody Google that, check it out, White Rage, man. I'm definitely going to
yeah.
look into that. So, KJ, we taking it to Olive Branch, not Olive Garden, goddamn, Olive Branch High School in Mississippi. It's reattended for 4 years. You know, dominated your 4 years there. Ended up being a top 20 prospect in the state of Mississippi. How was the ball in Mississippi, bro? Because you know, when you
Yeah,
think high school ball, you know, obviously people think Cali, Florida,
yeah.
Texas. But how was the ball in Mississippi?
Man, I will put my high school team up against anybody in the
Okay.
country. I don't care who you are, where you from. My school has some dogs, and
Dogs.
we had
Ooh.
some dogs, and man, it was fun. Mississippi, that's where, bro. Walter Payton, Jerry Rice, Brett Favre. Come on now, the list goes on and on from
Yeah.
legends from the state. And so that's all we know. It's just like Texas ball, just not as big as the state of Texas, but come Friday, the whole city is at our games.
Man, I feel like some of the, you know, if you want to get them positive, the nasty players, and I ain't talking nasty as in like nasty. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that kind of nasty players. Take your butt to Mississippi. Take your butt
yes.
to South Carolina. You're gonna find them nasty D linemen, them nasty linebackers, them nasty O linemen that gets the freaking job done for real, bro.
Bro, it's with all due respect, to the ball players across the country. It's a different breed in the South, man. It's
It
just
is.
different.
It
Like
is,
I've been to
bro.
high school games up here in Seattle. It's cool, but it's a different mentality down there. Like this
But
is
KJ, to kind of defend the state of high school ball now, though, when you were growing up and playing high school ball, I felt like it was more physical. Let's be honest, it was more
mm-hmm.
physical back in when you were growing up. When I was growing up, we still did hidden drills probably twice a week. You know, we
Yeah.
did bull in the ring, stuff like that. You know, And
Yeah.
like I think was kind of a change when that whole concussions start getting bigger.
Yep.
Kids, moms, parents is dropping them out of football. It kind of start
Yep.
getting skinnier, smaller, and
Hmm.
that's kind of now. If you look at the NFL, you see 210, 215, 220 pound linebackers. You
Yep.
see
Yep.
300-pound old linemen, which was kind of crazy when we was growing up. What's your thoughts on that?
I no, I agree. And then you add this element to where these high school kids, I don't remember guys getting like, ESPN top 50 in middle school
Yeah.
and ninth grade. Like, bro, these kids are going to these colleges and putting on jerseys and hell, putting on full uniforms. Like, that automatically creates like a mindset of entitlement and
Fact,
softness, in my opinion. And
facts.
so the times have definitely changed, even the concussion stuff, which I do love and
Yeah.
appreciate that they, you know, got woken up to that. So
Mhm.
they definitely need to just reel back on the helmet to helmet hitting and all that stuff.
Mhm.
But when I was growing up, we know
Man, bro,
nothing
but
about that.
it's a way you can play football physical without helmet to helmet. Like I
Or just use
see,
your shoulder. Just use
bro,
your shoulder.
man, I've been seeing for the past 10 years, and I ain't trying to toot you and Bobby Horn, but for the past 10 years, I done seen y'all lay the wood on people,
Yeah,
and
bro.
and it's still physical football. So I don't think that you have to take the physicality out; just take the helmet out. You know,
Yeah, bro. But what happens though? Like if you watch like with how refs just throw these flags, the game happens so fast. Like you can't even see if a guy's going helmet to helmet. You can see a
facts.
fool getting blasted, like the famous Cam Chancellor hit,
Oh my
cleanest
god.
hit in the world. But the game's happening so fast, they just throwing flags on guys and tossing guys out the game. And so
Oh my.
they just
I
need to start.
honestly
Yeah,
that whole we'll get into it a little bit later, but that whole defense when your early years in Seattle, that defense is a throwback defense. Let's be honest, it's a throwback defense. Y'all can literally play in any era against
yeah,
any quarterback, any team, and be successful because y'all had that physicality mindset, that dog mindset, but at the same time, y'all so versatile. Like
yeah.
that's why I always call you the original hybrid, bro, because you was the first guy at your size I saw manned up with tight ends the whole game.
Hmm.
You're taking Vernon Davis, Rob Gronkowski, they're running 15-yard, 20-yard corner routes, and you're right there with them. And like that's why I call
Hmm.
you the OG original hybrid because like you started that trend. Because when I was with the Falcons for my short time, the reason why they drafted Devondre Campbell, they wanted Devondre Campbell to be like you. That's what they
Yeah,
even said. They said that Deion Jones, you're
yeah.
gonna be our Bobby, and Devondre, you're gonna be our KJ. You're gonna be the one manned up with tight ends in these zones. Doing all that stuff that y'all be doing at that will kind of Sam position, and like it's dope how you changed the game. I don't think you get enough credit for how you kind of changed the position, but that's just me. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No doubt.
So
Even with
yeah.
yeah, that's something that I definitely prided myself on was you could put me anywhere on the football field. Like even this past year, they moved me from Will to Sam,
Man, I
and
see you everywhere this year.
and I dominated, bro. And it's just that's what I do. That's my mentality. Is my film study, my body type. I can just do whatever,
Exactly. And it's funny because when I was doing my research, I seen that in high school you was more of a D lineman. Is that correct?
bro.
And then
I had my hand in the dirt. I
what?
had my
So
hand in the
all right.
dirt for
So we're
for,
gonna
for a
fast
good
forward a
bit.
bit because I could name all your accolades at Mississippi State because you went crazy. Um, so you go to Mississippi State over, you had of course Ole Miss, Auburn, you had all the fucking SEC schools, okay, but you went to Mississippi
You know,
State and you go there, bro. Did they like when did you make the transition from D line to backer? Like, did they do it? Did you
no,
choose to do it? How did that happen?
no. But see, here's the thing: schools were recruiting me for both DN and linebacker.
Oh, okay.
Mississippi State, South Carolina wanted me to play linebacker. Auburn, Mississippi State. I mean, Auburn.
Ole
What's the other
Miss.
school? Yeah, they wanted me to play DN. I'm like,
Yeah.
not playing DN. I wanted to be a linebacker, standing up, and so that's why I came down. My top two schools: Mississippi State, South Carolina,
Okay.
and yeah, just fell in love with Coach Croom and the state of Mississippi. So that's why I went there.
Man, hey man, and like you was kind of like the first one of them first wave of Mississippi State dudes going into the league making noise because everybody want to say that Dak Prescott probably the first person to get drafted from Mississippi State. That's what they instantly think of. But no, it was a dog named KJ that was
Bro,
there too. That was a beast. So
It was me, Fletcher Cox,
Fletcher Cox,
Darius Slay,
okay,
Who else? Even before me, Booby Dixon. I mean, you might not even
Okay,
remember Booby Dixon. He
I
was running
don't.
back.
What position? What position?
Running back. Played at San Francisco. Was a
Cold
dog. Was a
dog. Oh,
dog.
I gotta look
Yeah.
at him. Booby
Do your
Dixon. I don't
research
know
on
that.
Booby Dixon. Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. All right, for sure, man. So it's crazy. I'm looking at your stats. Like freshman year, I think you had like 7 tackles. And then sophomore year, you had like 68. The junior year, you had like 86. And then senior year, you end with 98 tackles, 4 sacks, and 9. That's what I'm saying, bro. I just don't get this shit. Like, how the hell you get 9 passes like as a linebacker? That's rare, bro. Getting 9, 10
Mm,
pass deflection season, that's rare. So
mm-hmm.
I think you made the right move transitioning from D line to linebacker,
Yeah.
obviously. So going into that senior year, you went to the Senior Bowl, you go to the combine, you ended up getting drafted by the Seahawks in the 4th round. Did you know that the Seahawks was going to draft you, or did you kind of think on draft day another team was going to pick you up? How was that whole draft process for you, draft day and
A
all?
com- it was a combination of both. If you were to ask me before the draft, who do you think is going to draft you? I would have said the Seattle Seahawks
Okay.
because when we went to the combine, I just felt the connection with Coach Norton and Pete.
Oh man.
And I was like, okay, I got a feeling it may be Seattle. But bro, during draft day, the draft is so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Teams would literally call you. I had the Chicago Bears call me and they
Mm-hmm.
said, KJ, if you are here in this round, we are taking you. The New Orleans Saints said, KJ, the third round come up. If you're there, we're going to take you. And you would sit there and watch the draft and they would take another linebacker right
Wow.
there in your face. And it is crazy that they will call you and say, hey, be ready, but not take you. And I'm
That's
like, man,
crazy.
what are y'all doing? And so time went by. I was drafted on the third day. I was sick to my stomach. I
Man, bro.
honestly thought I was about to be third round pick, but had to wait that whole extra day. And God bless me, pick number 99, and ain't looked back ever since.
Man, hey, it's crazy, bro, because I had a couple friends tell me about that whole draft experience, and like I think you start to get the business side super early as soon as you hit
Yeah.
that draft wave. Because think about it, when you was getting recruited your senior year, these people offering you them scholarships, they talking to you, and those shits is real. Like, Auburn,
Hmm.
Arkansas, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, they talking to you, they showing you that love. It's all concrete though. You know that they offering you that scholarship. But then you get to the draft process, you do your shit, your senior year, all that thing, and it's like you got the Bears, the Saints, all these teams calling you, they making you feel good, like I'm good, and then like, damn, bro, like it's third round. You said
Yeah.
you're gonna get me in, So I think that you get a early side of the business in that whole when you're like a top guy like you get that side of the
Hmm.
business. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. Guys just got to understand, man, that organizations are going to do what's best for the organization. And that's period. They go love you, even while you're playing, they go love you, while you're playing good. But as soon as you start to diminish or slow down, they got to do what they got to do. And
Fact.
that's what we sign up for. And so
Exactly.
there's, when it comes to loyalty and stuff, it's just a business, man, and they got to do
Thank
what's
you.
best for the business. And you got to try your best to remove your feelings from that. Because obviously, when I've been there for 10 years with the Seahawks, and some stuff may happen. You feel so connected and so embedded. But when business does happen, you got to do your best to stay at your feelings.
Exactly, bro. And I'm so happy you brought that up because I was actually just having this conversation with one of my coaches about LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron played for Cleveland in 7 years, bro. He became a free agent. He wanted to go to Miami. He's a free agent. He don't owe you shit. You know what I'm saying? Because the dude I was talking to was trying to say like, oh, that was soft. Why ain't he, this that like, well, I mean, you have a shitty ass owner, a shitty ass. Nobody want to come to Cleveland to play. You're a free
Yeah.
agent. That means you fulfilled your contract obligation. You did your time there,
Yeah.
bro. Now you're free. You shouldn't be victimized. You shouldn't be a villain because doing what's best for you and your family, bro. I'm passionate about that
Yeah.
because these teams, bro, is quick to cut your ass, trade your ass, and like, oh, thanks for your service and peace. What you think about that, bro?
You got to do what's best. You got to do what's best for you, period. And let's say LeBron did stay there in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
They would have been like, oh, you can't win rings. You're not as great as you thought you were. And he would have been in a whole nother predicament. So it's
Yeah,
hard to make everybody happy. You can't make everybody happy. You got to
exactly.
do what you got to do in this short window that we have
Man,
now.
especially.
Yeah. Now with LeBron, with that being said, he's a Cleveland guy. The way that he went about the whole press conference thing, all that,
Yeah, that was fine.
he should have skipped out on it. He should have just went to Miami and just did his thing.
But I think that I think this is not brought up enough. That whole press conference, I want to say, raised about I want to say 50K or 100K to that Boys and Girls Club. He did it at. He
Oh,
did it
did
at a
it?
Boys and Girls Club. You feel me? So, mind you, yes, I know that it
Okay,
wasn't the
okay,
right move, but his heart was in the right place because all that
okay,
little funds he gathered there went to the Boys and Girls Club. So I just want to shout
okay.
him out
Cool,
about
cool,
that.
cool, cool.
But
I didn't know
so
that. I didn't know
yeah, you see, you didn't know that, KJ. You feel me? You didn't even know that. You know what I'm saying?
that.
Because the media, KJ, you've been in the league for so long, bro. You know that you can have a 40-minute interview, but the media is gonna that 1 minute that you said something controversial, they're gonna
Oh
take
yeah.
that, they're gonna flip it, skip it, spin it, grill it, saute it. They're gonna make sure that they
Yes.
get all of that in that one bar. So let's go back to the Seahawks, man. Once drafted, you experienced early success, bro. I mean, starter, going to the playoffs, playing in championship games. What is it about Pete Carroll's system and his philosophy that made you grow so quickly in the NFL? Because, man, especially during those times, you don't see rookies and 2-year vets just coming in and doing what you did. So what about Pete and that philosophy, that system, that culture in Seattle made you flourish?
Yeah, I would say that when I got drafted, first things first was my coach was amazing. Coach Ken Norton Jr.
Oh, man, he's gold.
took me under his wings and showed me how to do it.
Mhm.
And I'm forever grateful for him and my development in NFL. But then you go to Pete Carroll's system, bro. When I said we ran about 4 plays a game, we were simple. We
Oh,
ran
yeah.
cover three and man to man
Yeah.
on like third down. And bro, that was it. We didn't have to do all these checks versus motions and all this stuff. A lot of teams do a bunch of stuff versus motions.
Man, I noticed that.
We lined up and we played fast and we played together. And so, man, they did a good job in just bringing in gritty guys like Cam and Sherm and bringing in Bobby, Mike B, just
Oh,
guys
man.
that's gritty. And we all was
Cliff.
hungry.
I thought Cliff, too, man.
Yeah, man.
Y'all was so nasty in the early 2010s, bro. Like, y'all changed the game. Let's
Mm-hmm.
just be real with it.
And,
Y'all
and,
changed the
yeah,
game. Y'all
and
make it cool
everybody's
to
yeah,
just rush forward and drop 7. Straight up.
and everybody's tried to model it, and it never quite got duplicated. Teams
Exactly.
tried to do it, it never quite got done
I
the
mean,
way that we did
coordinators
it.
that left and became head coaches from Dan Quinn,
Yeah,
Gus Bradley, they tried to go to Jacksonville and Atlanta. They had some probably success, but they can never duplicate that championship fire that y'all had. And I feel like that's
yeah,
more so. I honestly don't think that's the system. I just think that's how they drafted, bro. Players like you.
yeah.
Like, think about it, bro. You were supposed to be a third round, possibly even second round pick, but they stole you in the fourth. Richard, they
Mm-hmm.
stole Richard in the fourth. Bobby, I
Yeah,
think second or third. I think Earl was the only first round
yeah,
guy kind of on
yeah.
in that
No,
defense.
yeah. No, Sherm is in my class. Sherm was a fifth round pick,
See fifth, see
and
fifth.
I think Cam was a fifth round as well. And so Bobby was second, but yeah, Cliff, no, Mike B was undrafted. Think about it,
Yeah,
Mike Bennett was undrafted, and so man, it's crazy how they just put that team together and we gel really well.
yeah, absolutely. So now I want to fast forward it to 2013, bro. It comes around, y'all find yourselves in the Super Bowl. And Tom Brady just had a good run, and Eli had some good runs, but y'all had some great freaking runs. You played against Drew Brees, y'all played
Mm-hmm.
against Cap, and then
Mm-hmm.
y'all played against the sheriff. You feel me? So what made I call Peyton Manning the sheriff because I remember I was watching this old John Gruden had this old ESPN show. He used to always say, "You're playing against the sheriff, Peyton Manning. So what you gonna do playing against the sheriff?" So what made that run so special in 2013, bro? What made that run so special?
Man, from a personal standpoint, that run was not that special for me because I broke my foot that year. I broke my foot and I wasn't able to enjoy the playoffs. I wasn't able to enjoy the end of the season and beating the Niners and the Saints.
Yep.
So the only thing that I enjoyed was the Super Bowl and in beating the sheriff. I started that game. I can't lie. I was on some pain meds and I
Man,
was
you
like
had
I
8 tackles. I remember that hit. It was on Welker, I want to say, right? It was
Walker,
on
yeah.
Welker. It was,
Yeah, I was
oh
like,
my God.
I cannot miss this game. So man, I was in overtime with rehab and all that stuff. And so I was able to come, and that was the best football day of my life right there.
Man, I can only imagine, bro. 48, 43 to 8. 43 to 8? Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I wasn't expecting that shit. I thought at least it was
Yeah.
gonna be like, 20, 21-17. I thought y'all was gonna win. I knew y'all was gonna win, but it
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
it's the sheriff, bro. The sheriff just don't put up 8 points.
Watching them on film, bro, I knew it was gonna get ugly. I knew it was gonna get ugly because I was looking. I was like, they was gonna get some really bad defenses, bro. The
Yeah,
defenses weren't that good they were going against. So I said, man, we definitely gonna win, but we gonna win in a pretty easy fashion.
exactly. So I want to
Yeah.
take it to that early, the rivalry. I want to say from 2010 to 2015, the rivalry, even though it's still kind of a big rivalry with San Fran, but them years in particular, I felt like what made the rivalry so special back then was the matchups, right?
Yeah.
You look at linebackers, you got Patrick Willis Bowman, and then you look on y'all side, you got Bobby and KJ, right? You got
Mm-hmm.
Russ at quarterback for y'all, Cap at quarterback for them, Frank Gore in the backfield for them, Marshawn
Marshawn.
Lynch in the backfield for y'all. So it was like the
Yeah.
matchup and O line, D line, very comparable. So what made that rivalry so special and so great from that 2011, 2010, 2011 to 2015 stretch?
Man, it was like you said, man. It was just two really similar teams. Like we were pretty identical. Two Hall of Fame running backs, linebackers, just two dynamic dudes. The D line's just nasty. And bro, like every offseason, I go back and watch those games. I go back and watch those games and just man, just relive the good old days, man.
For
And it
real,
was
man.
just super fun, man. Always coming down to the last drive, it seemed
Oh,
like.
it
And
was so great, bro.
yeah, when Patrick retired, and then when Cap left, it just it wasn't the same after that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
man. It kind of. I think that y'all beat each other up too much, bro. Let's be real.
yeah,
Y'all really like. Those were some of the most physical guys. Because I honestly, 2 weeks ago, I caught myself watching the NFC Championship game when they came to your house. Yeah, before y'all went to the Super Bowl, when they came to your
yeah.
house. I want to say y'all could have came to your house, and the physicality of that game, dude. Oh my god!
Mhm,
Like dudes literally
mhm,
was throwing their bodies around, bro. Nothing came
mhm.
easy on both side offenses, and it was just that old school classic. Honestly, y'all should have been in the AFC North or something. How y'all was playing like that?
Yeah,
It reminded me of
yeah.
them old Steelers, Ravens,
Mhm,
like them kind of
mhm.
matchups. You feel me? So I just really
Yeah,
appreciate. And that linebacker play was so good. Like literally, if you was a defensive guy, a linebacker kind of guy, you literally don't leave the field. You don't leave the TV.
no,
You
no,
watch
no.
Patrick and Bowman, and then you watch you and Bobby, and it was just like it was music. It was harmony. It was art, bro. So
Mhm.
man, those rivalries was great.
I miss it, man, and it hasn't been the same since. People try to say it's a rivalry now with San Fran. It's not even
It's
close.
no
Not in
way.
my opinion.
No
Just
way.
the mentality that the two teams brought. It's just it hasn't been the same since
Because y'all, I
2014.
think the teams, because what made it so great, bro, is because one, y'all didn't like each other. Let's just put it
Yeah.
out there. Y'all respected each other. Y'all respected
Mhm.
each other. But I think both teams knew that we gotta go. Niners knew we gotta go through Seattle to get to where we want to be. Y'all knew we
Yeah.
had to go through San Fran to get where we want to be. Because before y'all won the Super Bowl that year, San Fran was in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
it was like kind of like that, dude. We gotta beat these motherfuckers to get to the Super Bowl. So I think that y'all kind of hated each other, and it
Yeah.
made the game and the rivalry so beautiful. I swear to God, it did, bro. It was amazing
And
to
and
watch.
then and then you add the Richard Sherman and
Yeah, Mike
John
Rich.
Harbaugh. Yeah,
Yeah,
he ain't like his old coach. You added that
yeah.
element into it, and
And then Michael Cranberry
yeah,
sauce.
Crabtree. And so man, it's just all these different stories within the game just made it that
Man,
much sweeter.
it's dope. So that was a high in 2013. That was on the ultimate high.
Oh,
2014, y'all get back to that point. Y'all get back to the Super Bowl. I'm gonna take it right to the last. That's the last fucking play of the game. Y'all at
yeah,
the y'all at the 1 yard line, second and goal. I'm not gonna say no names or nothing like that. But what was you thinking before the play happened, before that turnover happened, and what was your thoughts after that turnover occurred? Like, just take me through your whole that was probably like 2 minutes of your time right there. Take me through that, bro.
When Jermaine Curse made that catch,
Mm-hmm.
once Jermaine made that catch, I was like, "Oh, we about to score.
Mm-hmm.
We about to score." And I remember before the play happened, I screamed out, "Why are we in shotgun?" We were in shotgun on like the 2 yard line. I
Mm-hmm.
was confused and why we was in shotgun. And then the play happened so fast, and it was so unreal how he made that play. I was just stunned that he could even get that pick, literally run through another man and catch the ball. So first off, it was a horrible play call. Second of all, for him to make
Mm-hmm.
that play, unreal.
Okay. You gotta take
And
your hat
so
off. To
that's the only time a play like that has probably been made in an NFL game. Somebody doing something
Facts. Facts.
to that caliber. And
The
so
greatest defensive play ever in the Super Bowl.
ever. And
Ever.
so
Ever. Like the whole 50 years of
um
the Super Bowl.
yeah, that play was, it was self-inflicted. It was definitely self-inflicted and a hard pill to swallow.
Mm-hmm. Man, so let's just, I want to analyze that whole kind of sequence a little bit more, bro. It happened. I had my money on y'all. Lost some money that day. I know, you can't get into no sports betting and stuff like that. I ain't trying to get you fined, so I ain't gonna talk much
Hmm.
about that. But but I read an article from Cam not too long ago, and he said that literally Tom Cable, I want to say he was your own line coach that year.
Hmm.
And before the play happened, he said that Tom Cable took off his headset and threw it on the ground. Correct me, you can just give me a yes or no on this, but I feel that play right there fucked up a dynasty. What do you think?
Oh no, oh 100%. 100%. We were hurt. We were hurt. We were confused for so many years and upset at each other, upset at decision making. And so we would have that would have been two right there. We would have had the same team coming back. That would have been three.
Yep.
So man, it was
I think to me, Cage, I think that even if y'all run it with Marshawn 4 times in a row and say the Patriots stop y'all and they win in that fashion, I think y'all right back the next year. Y'all
we
right
right
back the
back.
next. Y'all right back
And
because
and
yep. Go ahead.
and we could have slept at night. We could have lived with that.
Mm-hmm.
And shit's crazy, bro. Shit's
Man, and it's
crazy
just
how it all
crazy
went
because
down.
it's crazy too, KJ. Like you always say, like y'all always be saying that it's hard to get to a Super Bowl, and
Hmm.
like I think that it kind of, I mean, mind you and Bobby didn't have Pro Bowl seasons after that, and Sherman Pro, All Pro, like y'all still was ballers, and they didn't stop y'all
Yeah,
from balling. But
yeah,
like you said, the culture took an impact. The culture took an impact. The Seattle culture, and it, from the outside looking in, it seems like it hasn't quite recovered yet. But
yeah.
I
I would
don't
say I
think
would say I would say that cloud hung over us for about 4 years after
before
that.
exactly until some of the guys start leaving, until some of the
Essentially.
retiring and leaving. So
Essentially. So it lasted about 4 years after that. And I think it's gone. I think it's gone now.
yeah.
But man, there for a while, it was sad.
So I know you played 10 seasons, bro, in the NFL, but I want to take it to two particular seasons where I felt that you played at your most elite level. In 2016, you played all 16 games. You had 126 total tackles at the time, a career high, and 4 sacks, which
Mm,
was a career high. And then also after your 2018 injury, man, oh my God, that man balled the
mhm.
fuck out. 132 tackles and 3 picks. What made those seasons so special for you, and what was your mindset in the off season leading up to those seasons?
Let me just take you to the 2019
All
season.
right.
Had my knee injury. To be honest, bro, I was nervous about my career because my
Yeah.
knee was hurting so bad, and it was a rough 2018 campaign. So
That,
I knew that I had to redeem myself and get back to the KJ that I know I could be. And my
mhm.
whole mentality that offseason was proving everybody wrong that counted me out, everybody that
I
doubted
remember,
me.
man. I remember the training sessions that year, bro. Because I was training with you a little
Yeah,
bit in that spring. I could just remember your mindset. You was locked in.
yeah, yeah. And that's kind of been my always been my mentality. Is
Mhm.
proving people wrong, proving myself right, and just man, any negativity you put on my name, I'm gonna do my damnness to make you eat those words. You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
And so,
Absolutely.
man, that's just always been my mindset. I came out and I just went off. I set a career high at year 9.
That's what makes it so. Honestly, you inspired me, bro. Like that season
Hmm.
inspired me because in 2019 I tore my ACL, MCL, whatever. I couldn't play 2020 due to COVID. The CFL season got canceled. But I just look back at how you overcame that adversity. Um, it was it was crazy, bro. How you did it, bro. Like, and what
Hmm.
stood out to me the most was how you like I feel like your mindset in the game like was so calm, like you was such at peace. Like I don't know how to really put it. Like it's a certain level I feel that certain football players get to where it's like you've seen everything, you know what's coming, and now you're not playing the game, you're thinking the game. Like, okay, it's third and long, all right. They got the
Hmm.
tight end flex. Okay, I'm in cover three. Boom. I'm just
Hmm.
gonna sit in this curl little. I'm gonna sit right here on this hash, just for a split second or two.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna do little different things now to probably, confuse the quarterback. I might line up apex, and then before the ball snap, go in the box, or I might be in the
Hmm.
box, and then before the ball snap, get onto the line of scrimmage, and then from the line of scrimmage, drop 12 yards. Like, you feel me? Like,
Hmm.
is that safe to say that you thought the game at a whole different level in that 2019 season?
Yeah, because when you when you get older, like
Mm-hmm.
this gotta be on point, more than ever. And so, man, my film study, my savviness, just my
Mm-hmm.
play recognition. That's how I look so fast, is because
Mm-hmm.
I see things so fast.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how you play fast when you know what's coming before it happens. Anticipation, whether you a step ahead of a guy before he even makes his move.
Mhm.
That's
Your
that's
ass
that's
fast
when
too, though. Hold on, I gotta start. Your ass fast too, goddamn. Let me have competition Thursday. Don't play now.
uh, I
You
work
from that
really
thing
hard. I
too,
work
bro.
really hard to keep. But yeah, man, you got to be a step ahead of your
Yeah,
opponent, and that's when you start making those plays.
man, bro. And it's just like one play that stood out to me the most is like that damn one-handed pick with the Vikings, bro. Like you can
Hmm.
tell, like all your film study. That's one. All the shit that you've been through, all the adversity you faced, and to that point, to that play, it was just like, damn, like he's really like a GOAT. Like he really has like in anime terms, if you know Goku at all, you turn Super Saiyan. You're a Super Saiyan. You're a super linebacker,
Yeah,
Super Saiyan
yeah,
linebacker. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like how you can just influence the game. You and Bobby and your counterpart Bobby, how y'all can just influence the game now in ways that probably when y'all was younger, y'all was just full of testosterone, full of just athleticism. Y'all just going. Y'all just going. Now it's just like, okay, it's third and 10.
yeah.
I'm thinking pass. If they do that draw, I know where my help
Oh
is,
yeah.
so I'm gonna take my shot right here. You get what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
I'm not. And now you're like, because sometimes people could, like, for instance, as a player, you could watch your film, you could study, and sometimes when you get to the game, it's kind of like, oh shit. You still get the oh shit kind of reactions, and now it's just
Hmm.
like y'all don't play with those oh shit reactions unless it's like some kind of weird ass flea, reverse flea
Yeah.
flicker, some bullshit like that, but which is not going to be that successful on y'all. So, man, we're going down. We counting down to some of the final questions I got here, bro. So you've been a Pro Bowler, bro. You won championships. You established yourself as one of the best linebackers the past 10, 11 years in the NFL. So what is your motivation and your driving force to continue to play this game at the passion you do? Because come on, bro, let's be honest. You're 10, you played in big games. You made the money. You got a
Yeah.
family. You did it all. You did it all in the game of football. What motivates you to keep going, bro?
Bro, with all that stuff that you just said,
Mhm.
it still ain't good enough. I'm if I were not to play another down, I would be content. With that
Mhm.
being said, I still got so much more to get.
Prove.
Like with the resume that I put together, I wasn't a Pro Bowler this past season. I wasn't on the
Mhm.
All Pro team.
Mhm.
Um,
Because
you
let's
know,
be honest, that's kind of hype awards, bro. You've been snubbed a couple times.
hey, yeah, but I need that, and I need it, and I won't stop until I get it. And
Yeah, I feel you.
so man, that's what's keeping me going. Is I feel like people still haven't felt me yet. As much as I've
Yeah.
done, I'm still not being felt. And so, man, I'm still going. I'm still trying to eat. I ain't got 1,000 tackles yet. I
Yeah.
still haven't got a
Shit,
thousand
you
yet
only
tackles
60, you
yet.
only 60 tackles away.
So I got to get 1K before it's all said and done. And
That's
I ain't got a touchdown yet. So I still got to score a touchdown. So, man, there's so much more I ain't done yet, man. So, my mind, I got new goals to get.
Yeah, amen to that. And honestly, that's what makes the great ones great, because y'all never have a bar. Like, so
Yeah.
many people in life, just, average, working people, they always set a bar. Like, I'm going to work till I'm, 45, have my 401k. It's always like a kind of a bar or goal to meet. But it seems to those great players, guys that play 10 plus year in the NFL, it's kind of like y'all never have a bar. Like, it's never like, it's
Yeah.
always just like a what's next? Like, you reach
Yeah.
that, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next?
Yeah.
And like,
And don't get me wrong, man. I'm so thankful and happy for what I put together, and
man.
I'm thankful. With that being said, I want to keep going, and I want to get more.
All right, so I got some quick hitters, man. A couple quick hitters, man. So I'm gonna name 4 linebacker duos, and you're gonna rank them 1 through 4. All right. So KJ Wright, Bobby Wagner, Patrick Willis, Navarro Bowman, Luke Kuechly, Thomas Davis, Levante David, Devin White. Rank these linebacker cores from 1 to 4. I think I will know who you're gonna pick for number 1.
You know what? I'm gonna say number one is Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman. Two,
Explain, please explain, please explain
bro,
that. Quick.
them dudes was unreal. Them the guys I looked up to. I would
Yeah,
watch those guys every offseason. Them the guys I looked up to, man.
yeah,
They was everything to me.
yeah,
I remember, Patrick went to Ole Miss, so I was like, that's all I
yeah.
watched. So they number one. Number two is KJ and Bobby.
Yep.
The way that we've done it together for Bobby about to be in year 10 plus years.
Yeah.
We got championships on our resumes. All Bobby was all pros. I was pro bowlers, just Super Bowl champs, all that stuff. So
Yep.
we've done it for a long time together
Mm-hmm.
at a very high level.
Mm-hmm.
Number three is Thomas Davis, Luke Kuechly.
Obviously, yeah.
Yep. I think that Luke Kuechly was somebody of this generation that was one of the best. Just his football instincts is something that I studied and want to be like. And Thomas Davis, man, with his age, man, the dude was out there like 30, like that like 33, just running a 4.5, just still
Yeah.
killing. Played in the Super Bowl with a torn forearm. Just a dog, man. And you got the young boys next who are definitely good too. Devin White, I think, will be defensive player of the year in this near future. So, and Levante
Mm-hmm.
Davis consistent, about to get paid, Super Bowl champ. So
Exactly.
yeah,
All right, last quick hitter right here. Top 5 NBA players of all time. Your top 5 NBA players of all time, 1 through 5.
no particular order.
No, 1 through 5. You gotta state your GOAT, man. Who's your GOAT? Who's number 1 to you?
Michael Jordan.
All right. Why is that?
He just is.
All
No
right.
no no explanation needed.
6-0 in the finals, 6 in
You
finals
know,
MVPs. It's hard to argue that. Number
the man
2,
got the best shoe brand in the world. Number two is LeBron.
LeBron.
Number two is LeBron. I think he's the best all around basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
He's the best all around. There's nothing he cannot do.
Mm-hmm.
And number three, I probably got Kareem. Number three,
Mm-hmm.
just
Leading scorer of all time.
unstoppable man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, lead scorer. Number four is Kobe. Just the impact that Kobe made on my personal life and his mentality. 5-time champ. Just played through injuries, clutch. And number five, I probably got to go with Shaq.
Right.
Just dominant. Just get out my
Dominant.
way. Just dominant.
Dope, man. Do you have it,
So
folks? The KJ interview, bro. Appreciate you being on the show, big
yeah,
bro. For
man.
real, man. You dropped some knowledge, and I appreciate you, bro.
That was fun, man. Thank you for having me, man. And hey, keep doing your thing, man. Everybody watching you, man. Keep it going, bro.
Yes, sir. You know it, bro.
Yeah. All
Appreciate you, KJ. I'm a holla, bro.
right, man.
All right. Do you have it, folks? Episode 20, man, our first live stream. I hope y'all enjoyed that for real, man. KJ was dropping them gems. We appreciate it. And yeah, go to the Leisure Time Podcast for easy podcast access and exclusive merch. It's your boy, I'm Mac. You already know the deal. Peace.